What is up? Guess who's back? Alright, y'all. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. I might make a video that talks about what I've been doing, why I took a long break, but I'm not sure yet. We'll see. I probably will. I know I just don't want to put it in here because it'll make the reading too long. I want to just get straight into the reading. So, we're back for a reading, and we're approaching the end of 2024. It's almost over, y'all. It's been one hell of a year. Can we agree? Hit the like button if you can agree 2024 was one hell of a year. So basically, I want to do a reading on what were we supposed to learn? What was meant? What was it all for, basically? What was this all for? And this is for the collective, so it's going to resonate for everyone a little differently. Some of you guys, it won't resonate for you at all. If it does resonate with you at all, make sure you hit the like button, comment, like, share if you feel like it's going to resonate with a friend of yours or someone you know, right? But this is, like I said, a general reading. I'm going to get started with some oracle cards. Let's start with some oracle cards. What was 24? What was 2024 meant to teach us? It was the number 8. It was definitely an infinite loop of some BS, but, you know, take my personal opinion out of it. And I had a pretty, this was it was a trying year, but it wasn't really a bad year. It was a busy year. Anyone from the collective that has watched my readings in the past, say what's up in the comments. I want to know who's still out there. And it's going to probably take me a while to find you guys again, but, you know, patience is a virtue. At the end of the day, anytime I take those long breaks, they're needed, so I don't really trip on that. You know, the tarot is just for whoever finds them anyway, so the messages are put out there, even if they're found 10 years later, or if they're found when I'm reading them, because everyone's watching them in real time. Either way kind of works. It's basically when the message was meant to be, you know, received. So, blossoming abundance, number 3. Blossoming abundance. Let me try to fix the focus. It's a little better. Alright. So what was this year supposed to be teaching us? What were we supposed to learn about blossoming abundance? Give me more. Give me 2 more cards, please. Healer of the Ages came out, y'all. This is also my Alchemist card. This could also be seen as, because this guy looks like Jesus Christ as well. With that halo, just the way he's standing there. Okay. Oh, look. Oh, the messages is popping out. Alright. And then we got woman holding a coin. Woman holding a coin came out. I don't want to get political, but it is also giving me that vibe. I ain't going front, because you got Trumpy, who's claiming to be the one to be able to save America. That was all this year. The Healer of the Ages. And then you got the woman with the coin. Now, we can all say Kamala was definitely the woman with the coin, because she's the one who took on the endorsement of Joe Biden and was able to swoop up all the millions of dollars in one day. So she would be represented as the woman with the coin. And they were both offering a blossoming abundance. So That was a key theme, and it's funny, y'all, because at the beginning of the year, who kicked some shit off? Someone very unsuspecting, actually. Cat Williams. Not to say he ain't expected to kick shit off, but who would have thought? Like, Cat Williams ain't really in no big movies right now. You're not really expecting nothing from Cat Williams on the big screen. Nothing like that. So that was already like, oh shit. Okay. Anytime something like that happens, especially when you're looking at these celebrities, these stars, they call them a star for a reason, as above, so below, y'all. These people do have mass influence. And a lot of times, just the way it works, things that are being affected down here when they make big explosions, there's something in the works upstairs that's going on as well. That's making things even happen down here. But with that being said, you got Cat at the very beginning of the year that sparked it off. Now, no one's even really thinking about, the election at that point. And then from there, you just really had a flurry of different events that just kept popping up. I mean, I'm surprised never mind, because we won't keep that in the past. So basically, we had a flurry of events, of things. Even you want to talk about the Drake and the Kendrick Lamar rap beef that popped up, Diddy scandal popping up. So just a lot of shit, and it all culminated and started from the Cat Williams interview. That was the first, like, then all these things, until we get to these two. All right, so that means that a lot of this stuff was actually a part of the lesson for the year. Okay. Now, Blossoming Abundance, I'm going to pull on because I want to know what that's about. Other than that being the offer. Give me one more card. First two cards that came out, the King of Cups came out first. The Empress comes out second. Two of Swords. Being blindfolded, not really being able to see what's going on. So, also, this just came up in a little personal I did, a little ditty I just did. But basically, this also was just never gave me these vibes until, I believe this is the first time I ever got these vibes from this card. But rose-colored glasses vibes, to where we all were giving an opportunity this year. It seems like in some form of our life. Now, like I said, it's a collective reading. But I feel like with Cat Williams sparking off the year, that whole thing was basically him saying, take off the glasses. Or, I was just watching a little Jaguar Wright, it was like a short that someone put up, and she was saying that she just was shown the movie They Live. Now, I've seen They Live maybe once, maybe twice. I've seen it once, maybe twice. Now, me, I'm in the really good, like, first of all, it took me a long time to be into movies. So when I saw They Live, I was not yet into movies. I'm a sitcom person at heart. That's really what I love to watch. Short shows, they last a half hour, so technically they're only about 25, 22 minutes long for real when you cut the commercials out. You know what I mean? So that was my thing when I was a kid growing up. And around the time I saw They Live, really that was like kind of my first real introduction to being grown and starting to get into different movies other than just like your cult classics like Friday. Yeah, you know I mean, like just movies that we're gonna watch if we're from the hood. But really watching different movies and seeing like, okay, I like this movie. Oh, this movie was deep. So They Live is one of the movies that I saw during that time period. So when she brought it up, like I said, we all had the opportunity because all you gotta do is this. All you gotta do is just look up and see, right? This is someone covering their own eyes. Even the dog's like, Ruff, all you gotta do. So basically, you got that, and then what They Live, I say rose-colored glasses, take them off, or what They Live in the movie, he's trying to make people put on these glasses. And the glasses, once you put them on, you start to see the world through the glasses and what the truth is of the world. So you're looking everywhere and you'll see signs like obey, this, that, like a lot of basically signs that the, let's say, the powers that be or the elite want you to abide by. Like, these are the rules. This is why you're set here, to do these things that you see. Yeah, I mean, so, and it was simple signs too, like eat, this, obey. Like, so you got to go watch the movie. It's a good, I'm probably going to rewatch it in the next couple weeks because now I'm really, I could get a lot out of watching that movie, and then maybe I could break it down. So definitely go watch it, because once I watch it, I probably will break it down, because I'm looking for new content. So anyway, basically from that, like I said, it was almost like Cat Williams telling us, ringing the alarm to wake up, like there's going to be some shit that we need to wake up to. And even with the surprise of the outcome of certain things that happen politically, was like, why y'all surprised? Like, I thought y'all, no, y'all didn't, all right. It's not to say you can't be disappointed, but, and I was just saying, okay, let me explain what I mean when I say rose-colored glasses. Rose-colored glasses is like blind optimism, meaning you're just believing something based off of no other fact than you just want. It makes you feel good to believe it. You know what I mean? It makes you feel good to believe that. But if you were to see it from nothing wrong with being optimistic, I'm a very optimistic person, but I more so practice realistic optimism. So also I understand there's certain things that are out of my control. One thing I live by is I don't truly focus on things that I can't control. You know what I mean? Like if there's a situation in my life and it needs some handling, I focus on the things that I can handle. And the things that are just totally out of my control, I just gotta let them play out how they gonna play out, right? And that's just pretty much is what it is. But it's also me being optimistic. Like I'll be optimistic that everything will play out in my favor, everything will work out how it has to work out. But I will see, like, okay, if there's a situation that's just like this, and that, like, I clearly can see the flaws in this plan. You know what I mean? Either that's the good thing about taking off the rose-colored glasses, because that's my chance to start rearranging the plan, making the certain moves I need to make, right? So it's just saying that we've all, as far as the collective watchiness, has had some type of opportunity, whether it was the election itself or whether it was something else just in your life, to take off your rose-colored glasses or to see things clearly from a clear perspective. Damn. All that. 14 minutes from, well, about 6 cards. All right, what else were we supposed to learn from 2024? Let's move on to a different topic other than taking off the rose-colored glasses, unless there's like something else pertinent about that. So keep going. Okay, I see. These are all walking away cards. So 2024 was to teach us how to walk away. I'm seeing money situations. So either leaving money on the table in certain things because you're being guided to walk away. Like, fuck it, just keep the bread. I ain't even worried about it. I just heard Dame Dash say it earlier today, where he was saying that there would be times where his block would be clicking. He gets into a dispute with one of his boys about something. He's like, fuck it, you could just have the block. I'll just go make something else click real quick and go set up another one. You know what I mean? So, like, shit like that. And not to say that's just an example. Of course, I'm not, promoting that. But anyway, so just leaving things, on the table. Even if it meant leaving money behind. There were plenty of times where I've left money on the table where people looked at me like I was crazy. Like, ooh, leave it on the table? Like, yeah, don't worry about it. I'm not worried about that shit. So, because sometimes it's just a smarter decision to leave it on the table. So this is also saying that our lesson was also learning that, and this is a crazy lesson for today. Not today, like the moment you're watching this, but in today's landscape, especially in today's economics landscape, leaving money on the table sounds crazy. So this would be a big lesson to learn right now, because it's not so easy to leave money on the table right now, because inflation's through the roof. Shit's kind of crazy right now, and we really don't know what our financial future holds in the States as of right now, because we ain't seen nothing change just yet. Not to say things won't change. I'm very hopeful as an individual. I don't know about being hopeful for anyone who hasn't taken the rose-colored glasses off. So it's definitely pertinent that this year was the year to take the rose-colored glasses off. Anyone who's in the collective who still kind of got, y'all know I like to flip up shades. So if you got flip up shades, rose-colored glasses, throw them bitches out. Yeah, I mean, take all, don't just flip up the shades. Like, I got them all. Like, no. You still have them all. Throw them away. Get rid of them. I ain't throwing my glasses. All right, let's go. Even though they're not prescription, I'm not throwing them, baby. All right. So, these were 3 walkaway cards when I said let's go on with this story. So now this is kind of walking away sneakily. So this is also sneaking away. I will also say a big lesson of this year has been not to let your right know what your left's doing, or not to let your left know what your right's doing. One of the two. I mean, so not to really be exposing your moves, just moving like the G in lasagna. That's it. Move like the G in lasagna. So that's what this year has taught. It's really promoted that. And I don't think this is like a lesson for just this year. I think this is really lessons to move on with, because shit's shaking up. This is not saying, when I say move in silence, this is to protect your manifestations. It's not to be selfish. It's to make sure that you get yours so you can actually give out what you get once you get it. You know what I mean? If, we got the Chariot card. So, I feel like this is telling you take action. So a lot of us this year in 2024, there wasn't really time to hesitate. You know what I mean? Or at least it was teaching us not to hesitate. Even everything that really happened this year had a lot to do with time. The timing of Cat Williams' interview. I'm gonna keep going back to that. Why do I keep going back to that? The reason why I keep going back to that particular moment in time is because in life, like, I'm still analyzing that moment, and not to say I'm analyzing it for real. No, I don't sit up and watch. No. Haven't thought about it or really watched it since it happened, at the beginning. And I get sick of things quickly. Once they pick up speed and like the big news media and everyone's talking about it, then I'm like, I'm tired of this shit. Just like the Drake and Kendrick, I was over that shit. Bye. I was over it. But anyway, just like the election, I just get over things like that consume too much of the world's energy. It kind of gets a little annoying to see the world get so easily sucked into things. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Anyway, what I'm saying is, and when I say sucked in, I mean like emotionally and spiritually sucked in, because that's what I be seeing. It would be different to like when I watch a football game. Yes, I care if my Steeler boys win, but I'm not emotionally sucked in. But I remember times when I used to be, and that's just sports. So imagine when it's things that really, affect your livelihood or affect the laws that are going to be passed, affect the Supreme Court justices that are going to be put into play. So like I said, if a football game or a basketball game can emotionally suck you dry, imagine something that's on a bigger scale. And I think that was another thing we were supposed to learn, because if you really think about it, this has been the biggest cycle in a year. I don't think I've ever witnessed a year where it was non-stop. Yeah, I mean, not just, it was something going on that was like, oh, what? Oh my god. Like, it was literally something to take your attention and your energy non-stop last year. I wanted to look it up, but it's gonna be nuance for me to look up, which is good. So I'm not even going to tell y'all what it is. I'll just say this. As a content creator, it's nice to have to do real research that you can't find, or that's very hard to find. And then once I do it, I'll explain what I mean by that concept. But anyway, this has been the busiest year, which is, and especially for us. You know what I mean by us. Kendrick Lamar told you what he meant by us. So, I mean, this has been really, really non-stop. And if you chose to hop on a roller coaster, it was one hell of a ride for your ass. I don't play with the roller coaster. No. You ain't gonna have me up, down, loop de loop, loop de loop. Oh, there's a spin. Oh, there's a spin. No. I don't play them games, right? So anyway, but I am always a spectator, as if I'm, watching. I'm an impartial spectator usually to most things, unless it's, something egregious. Then, of course. But even with that being said, like what Diddy's being accused of is egregious, but I'm still an impartial spectator because Diddy has nothing to do with me. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm just spectating. I'm not emotionally tied to that story, so or spiritually tied to it anyway. And a lot of times, where your emotions get caught in, that's where your spirit gets caught in. So you can spiritually attach yourself to things by emotionally attaching yourself to things. So that's just in a nutshell, real quick, show you how that worked. But anyway, movement. So even with all the movement that was going on, it's not to say, because it's not to say any of it was good or bad, right or wrong, just or unjust. But one thing we can say, we won't know that yet because we haven't seen the outcome of it. It was just a lot of movement this year. Yeah, I mean, but one thing we can say is that there was movement. And I feel like that same movement that was throughout the atmosphere persisted within our own individual lives. So there were different moves that the collective that's watching this was making, and really, and if not, it's kind of showing you that things are speeding up. The news cycle is a big reflection of kind of time, and I don't want to get too deep. It should not be that way, but things are kind of being manipulated in that fashion. So it is kind of a reflection of the time speeding up, and with it being like that, you may start to feel like your time is speeding up unless you can take control of your time, then you're easy peasy, you good to go. But anyway, there were certain things that you had to act on. You had to make that move. You had to make that move in silence. And you were spiritually guided, even if you had to leave money on the table to do so. Alright, what else? What other lessons? I don't feel like those fell, or I feel like they fell out instead of it popped out. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show me. Certified Boogie, man, I'm the one that... Okay, I'm feeling end of year vibes with this card, Nine of Swords. So I also feel like this year was also, it's funny, but that's how life is. It's like exerting a lot of energy. So this year was more so about showing you that you don't have to exert so much energy to get where you need to go. You can actually exert less energy to be where you want to be. Now, some of you guys have fully gotten that lesson to where you saw you were in situations where you found like, damn, I'm not even really working that hard. Like you made a certain shift, and then you found yourself not working as hard to get more results, better results. And then some of you guys are like in the midst of cracking that code where you're still like, really going at it, right? And feeling like, I'm tired. And you're about to crack through where you're like, what the fuck? And just give it up to God, knowing that you can only do as much as you can do. What did I say? You can only control what you can control, but you can't drive yourself crazy. You can't not sleep. You can't miss meals. You can't not take care of yourself. So you can only do what you can do. The rest that's out of your control has to be like that until you formulate, more plans as you go on. But you have kind of learned in this year, as you've been feeling rushed within the energy and the atmosphere, is to, like, even though everything else is moving at a rapid pace, I can make the conscious choice to slow my energy down. I don't have to go at the pace of everyone else. So that was a huge lesson that we were supposed to get in 2024. What other lessons were we supposed to get? Clarify the Fool. Clarify the Fool, please. Alright, so to clarify the Fool, the Judgment card came out, and the Eight of Coins. Give me a second. Okay. Wow, this is a little different for me. I've never done this before, so I'm seeing my break. I'm starting to see the cards a little differently, play with them a little differently, and it's giving me different messages, so that's cool. But anyway, I'm seeing this, the grasshopper and the ant came to mind. I don't know if you guys know about this old fable. I want to say the ant, which ants do. Ants, I don't know if you guys have ever looked at an ant close up as they're doing it, but it's very cool. They'll be carrying like crumbs. And sometimes there might be a whole bunch of ants who found some shit and they all carry the crumb back to the colony. But ants are so small. So the crumbs be looking big as hell compared to the ants. Right? So anyway, the ants are busy at work stacking up food for the winter, I would say, or something. They're stacking up for something. Or we have the grasshopper, the Fool. Now, the Fool usually is taking the leap of faith. This Fool is kind of staying planted. So the grasshopper is kind of doing her own thing, talking, just chilling, right? Not putting in that work like the ant. Kind of at a standstill in this card. Not the usual Fool, not the Fool in every other deck, but in this particular card, the Fool has not made the choice to take that plunge off to start the new chapter. Now, You see the ant working on a new chapter, stacking up, already got 8 pinnacles, almost up to the 10 pinnacles for the new chapter. So it's like we learned that we will be judged by our works. And I really don't, but it's a great example. No, okay. To avoid going political again, because I don't want to, y'all was real mad about that shit. Everyone was real mad about this other shit too, but it's long gone now, so y'all ain't as touchy about it. But it goes back to, we could say that Kendrick Lamar, he's the ant. Drake, he's the grasshopper. Even with their approach of how they dropped in the battle, Drake more grasshopperish, just hopping around, quickly dropping, taunting. Kendrick, before he even started nailing these things up, he probably freaking actually alchemized the gold from a different metal, put it into a molding pan, heated it up, made it into a coin, carved the eye in each one, and then now we're seeing him actually get done with damn near all 10. He's at 8. You know what I mean? So just the meticulousness of it. So we're kind of learning that to get any type of good judgment on what we want, it's going to take hard work. We can't necessarily be willy-nilly, and we also have to be decisive, because remember, this fool has not made a decision. But anything we want in life, we're going to have to call judgment. And this was all comes back to taking off the rose-colored glasses as well. So it did teach us that, or that's what it was meant to teach us. One more section on what we were supposed to learn, and then I'm getting out of here. What else were we supposed to learn? And then we'll pull a couple oracle cards for I did. What else were we supposed to learn? I'm hearing shepherd good relationships. Oh, they kind of look like they're shepherds too. The only different Egyptian clothes sometimes look like shepherd clothes with the head wraps. Not, they look fancy. I ain't trying to diss the Egyptians because they'll be mad as fuck about some shit like that. But anyway, is it shepherd? Yeah, I think basically to take good care of your loved ones, take good care of your relationships, your loved ones. You know what I mean? Also, I was thinking of something else. Hold up. Also knowing when to lead, when to follow, shepherd shit. I don't know what I was reading a book. I want to say, what was this? The Alchemist? I think it's The Alchemist, and the boy wanted to be a shepherd. And there's something like shepherds communicate. I mean, yeah, the sheep communicate with the shepherd, and there was something very important that the sheep communicate to the shepherd. It was real cool. Like, it's like life or death type shit. It's very important. So, also knowing, even as the role of the shepherd, when to listen to the herd, or when you're supposed to play the sheep role as far as being the sheep, or when you're supposed to step into shepherd mode and being the leader of the herd. So that was also very important this year, was kind of playing that balancing act of trying to teach you, like, there is a time and a place to be in each situation. Never take on one and totally feel like, okay, I'll never need to step in, never become the shepherd and feel like I never will be the sheep again. Never be the sheep and feel like I'll never be the shepherd. Both of these things are something you'll be intermingling out of so you can get to the next levels. So it's kind of like understanding that we're always all still learning in life. Our learning's never complete, and we have to stay open to receiving new lessons that we get. so we can actually learn from it. This year also is almost saying, and I mean, just the Diddy situation alone, I guess kind of the things that Kendrick was alluding to. We never really got any clarity to that, but just a lot of things. Well, Cat Williams, All the Secrets, it was saying that things aren't always as they seem. A lot of things, a lot of ways that we have perceived life has been under a certain lighting, and things aren't always what they seem. The moonlight can hide things. So sometimes the moonlight will talk about the hidden, the occult. So, and a lot of times to tap into the occult, the things that are hidden, you have to go a lot deeper than just the surface, than just this one or that one or this one. A lot of times you got to go deep into them gray areas to figure this thing out. And as long as we stay with the simple-mindedness of this or that, the very elementary, non-scientific way of figuring things out, or getting to the bottom of who someone may be, or if they're telling us the truth, or anything like that, as long as we stay just with that crowd herd mentality of whatever the popular vote is, I think that as well, or I'm just going to automatically go with the unpopular vote because I don't like going with the popular vote, but really learn how to discern through these situations ourselves to see what is being hidden. That's when we'll be able to expose the truth from the non-truth and be able to make better decisions for our own livelihood, worrying about ourselves, meaning the collective. And remember, anytime you're worrying about yourself, that is you loving on everyone else. I don't think that's said enough or understood. And I've been talking self-love since, 2017 now, 2018, for a long time, y'all. I've been really preaching self-love because I truly believe in self-love. I mean, but I believe in it because you can't truly love someone else until you truly love yourself. So when you do acts of love to yourself, when you put yourself first, when you make sure you're taken care of, those are all things that allow you to be well-bodied, have a good mental fortitude, and a good attitude to go out into the world and actually be able to help someone else. So anytime you're looking out for yourself, you're actually looking out for the collective. Never forget that. All right. Tune into the spiritual power within you. That's what this was teaching us this year. That's the last card. Tune into the spiritual power within you. It is beyond what society understands and can offer you. It will nourish, protect, inspire, and guide you through any troubles. If your path is diverging from the original plans or is out of sync with those around you, trust in what is happening and know that you are within Kylie's care. So this year, and this has a lot to do with everything, because I can keep talking about the Drake and Kendrick beef because we were so, as a collective, and I don't know about this particular collective, I'm talking about just the black collective for real, who was really watching that, and I was into it, don't get it twisted. I was listening to every song when it dropped, hit my sister up like, oh, Kendrick just dropped, oh, Drake just dropped. Like, I was following the battle. I just wasn't emotionally attached to who won. I wasn't, oh, Drake better win or Kendrick better win, or I just didn't care who won. I was there for it, though. I was here for the battle. I'm a rapper, so that shit was great. And that's even my guy Malcolm, who I watch on Urban X. Even he was saying, like, those are the true winners of that battle. The people who were really impartial, who really didn't care who won, we truly got to enjoy the whole experience. Soak it all up without saying, oh, boo, that shit was horrible. Or on the other end, oh, that was the wackest shit. Like, no, we got to enjoy the greatness from both sides. We got to see the mistakes, the little slip-ups from both ends and really get the full effect of it. You know what I mean? And that's from being impartial. That's from taking off the rose-colored glasses, not and really being able to, even though it's just a battle, that would still be the more occultish way of looking at the battle, not being emotionally pulled into the battle, sucked into it. Now you're in their world, fighting for your life for what? On the internet. Like for what? What are we fighting for? I don't understand. Right? So basically, this year was about being on your own square. Uh, it says if your path is diverging from your original plans or is out of sync with those around you, trust in what is happening. So knowing that, yeah, your plan may be diverging from your original plan, but trust in it. Know that there is a reason. Think of life as a video game. So a lot of times when you imagine some old school stuff, so you may not be deep with it. So I'll just use a broad example. But in video games, sometimes there's like a hidden door, like you don't even know it's something you can go into. Like you never really, but then when you walk over, it's like something like, oh shit, you could go rack up some points in there. You know, and that's like a hidden path. You may not know, you didn't really care about it. You just got sent down this journey. It's a whole nother aspect that opens up a whole nother world and some more skills for you in the game. Because a lot of times when you go through those different little portals, you end up getting like different life gems, different little badges that you didn't have. Like you be leveling up, you know what I mean? So just know that whatever path you're on is for your good, but you do have to trust. And that's what this year was supposed to teach us. So let me know in the comments if you like this reading. I got one more coming out, but it will be like closer to December. And it's going to be titled something else. I mean, but you know, y'all have to see when I drop it. But hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe if you're not subscribed. I am going to be back with the readings. You know what I mean? I appreciate y'all for always being patient with me. I truly do. But yeah, I'm back. It's your girl Jenny Ether. We out. Peace.